Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso only on SABC3. Thank you for tuning in on your Friday morning. Now, next up, there's nothing quite like a road trip. But if you are thinking or planning to take a road trip, you need to make sure that your vehicle is in a top condition, because that's not only to ensure your own safety, but also the people traveling with you. And one of the main or the most important aspects actually to look after is your brakes, because there are a variety of different types of brakes, and you need to make sure that the right ones are fitted for your vehicle.
Of the multitude of components involved in a car, probably one of the most important, as we've learned, are your brakes and your braking system. We have got to maintain that system all the time, but especially ahead of a long road trip.
Before you pack your bags and get into the holiday mood, safety should be your top priority. Bertus Steyn takes us through brake basics and the importance of each component.
I know it's simple for you, but maybe you can kind of break it down for us. Talk to us about some of the components and those variations involved.
A lot of people think it's only the brake pads that stops the vehicle. There's things like the discs itself, the calipers, the hydraulics behind the system that you don't see, that's got a huge impact on the safety of that specific vehicle to get it to a standstill in an emergency situation. So the components itself work hand in hand with each other. One component falling out of the system results in a major brake failure, causing somebody to get injured or ultimately die. In this case, the disc itself is very important, where it actually makes contact with the brake pad itself and clamp down with a caliper to slow down the vehicle itself.
Now, I know these are all components that are very visible in the system. One area that isn't so visible, and even more vital, that we check: hydraulics.
The hydraulic system has got a huge impact on the overall performance of the vehicle. Any failure in the hydraulic system results in a complete brake failure. And components like the master cylinder, slave cylinders, and even the hydraulic lines itself, if that's not in decent working condition, you might sit with a situation where you end up injuring yourself or somebody else.
Now, one piece of jargon that I haven't quite cottoned onto yet: rotors.
Rotors are exactly the same as disc. It's just another name that we've got for the component itself.
Have your brakes inspected before a road trip, as the driving conditions and weight load of the car will be vastly different to your regular urban or suburban motoring.
The tip that I live by is to maintain a vehicle always properly and always inspect the vehicle to make sure it's safe to use on a long distance trip. Something like a brake system is very important to maintain, but something that's critical is the suspension components and even the shock absorbers. That's got an impact on the braking on that vehicle, making sure that you and your loved ones reach your end destination.
And I'm going to add to that, if you are hitting the open road for that holiday traffic, please don't just drive for yourself and your family, drive for other road users as well, in the hope that they're going to do the same for you. If any of this is still confusing you, or if you've got any other questions relating to your brakes, to your braking system, you can get in touch with the Ferodo team at Ferodo Brakes on Twitter and Ferodo South Africa on Facebook.
You're in control with Ferodo.